You're watching BCTV. We're all about Branford. You're watching BCTV, Branford Government Television, a service of Branford Community Television. This program is brought to you in part through the support of the town of Branford.
Okay, welcome. We'll call the Board of Selectmen meeting for September 19th, 2018 to order. Item 1, can I get a motion to approve the Board of Selectmen minutes of September 5th, 2018?
Recommend approval.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion to add to the agenda a request from the Branford Garden Club for an exemption as permitted by Section 115-4 of the Code of Town of Branford regarding the consumption of alcoholic beverages in a public area and allow the serving of wine at the luncheon on Saturday, October 6, 2018 at the Willoughby Wallace Memorial Library.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Or to add to.
All right.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 2, to consider and if appropriate approve the acceptance of the staffing for adequate fire and emergency response SAFER grant and authorize Thomas Mahoney, the fire chief, to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the town of Branford. The town has, as we all know, and this has gone through Board of Finance and RTM to fund our local share, but we have received a grant to add 8 full-time staff members to the Branford Fire Department. It's a 3-year grant, but it will span over 4 fiscal years. The first 2 years are 75% funded by the federal government, which covers salaries and benefits as well, and 35% in the 3rd year. I know the chief is here, I think, if we have any questions, but I know this is a grant that we've looked at in the past. I think, certainly as the department has stated over the years, but has, I think, it's been recognized that we're at a point where we need to increase our staffing levels to meet the growing demand on the department. 8 employees at one time does sound like a significant increase to the department, but I think we have to put it in perspective. It's a 24/7, I don't have to tell you guys, it's a 24/7, 365 service that we provide, and that really translates just to 2 added men per shift. So I don't know, like I said, if somebody wants to make a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, motion, second.
Second.
All right, any further discussion?
No, I'd just like to congratulate Chief Mahoney and the fire department. These grants are difficult to write, and it takes a lot of collaboration from a lot of people, and the department did a good job. The chief coordinated that and got it submitted, and did a great job in getting this. As you said, Jamie, this is something that the town has sort of been looking at for years now, and this gives us the opportunity to fund it. Not 100% like you said, but it's desperately needed. Anybody that listens to the fire department during the day or at night knows how busy they are, knows how stretched we can become. And I commend the RTM, the Board of Finance, and you, Jamie, for letting this process go through, and I think it was unanimous by everybody.
Yes.
And I know, Joe, there's no argument from you here either, right?
None.
Yeah. So, again, congratulations, Chief.
All right. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations. Yeah, go check the box, secure that money. Item 3, to consider and if appropriate approve a revocable license agreement between the town of Branford and the homeowner of 9 Autumn Ridge Road, allowing the homeowner to install a driveway through an unimproved town right-of-way to service the new residents and allow the use of the right-of-way until such time the town deems necessary. This is up in the Autumn Ridge subdivision. There's a couple right-of-ways that spur, town right-of-ways that access town-owned land. As stated, they're unimproved, they're just grass strips. New house was built, and where the location of the garage, it was just easy to access the garage from the town right away. So they were going to actually construct a driveway. However, this license agreement allows the town, if in fact we are ever to improve a right of way going through to access our property, that we would then remove that right of way, access our property, and then the resident would be responsible then connecting to our improved right of way.
Is this our attorney that did this, or?
Yeah.
The agreement,
I
I mean,
know, Adrian, it was, I'm sorry.
It was approved by,
It went through our, yes, our legal
Okay.
counsel. I believe Danielle Burkery from Brenner worked on our
gotcha,
behalf.
okay. I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, item 4, to consider and if appropriate, approve the purchase of and acquisition of the property located at 0 Tabor Drive, known as the Zawalik property, in the amount of $245,000. This is a 14, just over a 14-acre parcel that sits at the end of Tabor Drive. It abuts the Ecology Park, our former town landfill. It's zoned residential. It's an R3 zone. It's been on the market for quite some time. I think given the adjacency to not only town open space, but other approximately 130 acres of open space, but also the close proximity to our former landfill and where it sits, it would be in the best interest for the town to control this piece, own this piece. So that's why I bring it forward to you now for your approval. This did go through, for funding purposes, Board of Finance and RTM, which has approved the funds, and as well as the, under 73-3 of the code, the RTM did unanimously approve the acquisition of this parcel. We did have an appraisal done, hired by the town, and that was the number that our appraisal came in at, the $245,000. With that, this is also, I should say, this is something that's been considered by the town for a number of years. Reviewing the file, I have the file here, there's, comments and letters from various staff, including former town engineer, town planners, advocating that the town should purchase this property.
So, it's not going to open space, correct? Or to the land trust
No, this will be a town.
town-owned
Yes.
parcel?
Yeah.
Is there any contingencies on it so that 10 years from now, if the town decides to sell it, they can? Is that kind of?
Yeah, we haven't put any restrictions on this property. Certainly, I think if something were to either, if the town was going to use it for a purpose, or, 50 years from now, the town elects to do something, I mean, that would still need to go through the same process as just doing to acquire Board of Finance, RTM approval. We're not doing, there's not a plan to utilize the parcel for any purpose at this point in time. However, in the future, we just build a solar array on the Tabor property. Perhaps that may be a location for it. There's approximately 7 acres of flat land that abuts Tabor. We may be able to mow that down and have a park or a field there. Further extension of Ecology Park, which has some hiking trails through it and a path up top. but we just are opening up the Shoreline Greenway Trail, so there's some possibilities for those type of purposes, but there's nothing, I just think right now we're just trying to secure the property.
Okay.
And we're not securing it for any other reason that it's really in the town's interest to secure this property.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thanks. Item 5, to consider and if appropriate, abate the sewer use taxes for the following properties. 26 Church Street for $260, and 19 Melrose Avenue for $403. Church Street property is the property that we purchased adjacent to the community center, and Melrose is the foot park, which the town acquired back in 2015.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 6, green use, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from the Branford Festival for the use of the town green from June 14, 2019 through June 16, 2019 to hold the annual Branford Festival.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Actually, we'll call this item 6B. Can I get a motion to approve, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from the Branford Garden Club for an exemption as permitted by section 115-4 of the Code of the Town of Branford regarding the consumption of alcoholic beverages in a public area, and allow the serving of wine at the luncheon on Saturday, October 6, 2018 at the Willoughby Wallace Memorial Library.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, correspondence, I don't believe you have any correspondence to me. And any other business?
Quick question while we're on the Church Street thing. How is the community house going?
It's progressing. There was some delays primarily in the beginning of the project with the particular permitting, but then there was additional work that we elected to do, primarily, replacing the underground, the under slab plumbing that was, part of the current structure. Upon further investigation, it was decided that at the time we ought to replace that. There was allowances built into the project to cover that cost. However, it was until we were able to get in there and expose some of it in video, it was part of it. So the initial schedule. So we did perform that work. The steel for the main part of the building is all up. It's probably over 3/4 done for the lobby area. They were just putting the decking on today, which they brought in some additional iron workers, and they've progressing quite rapidly on that with the added forces that they brought in. So it is progressing, however, it probably will. We're still waiting for an updated schedule, and we're working with the architect and the working group is working with the contractor to revise the schedule and have that out soon.
Okay.
So we can start planning, but it definitely did slide a couple months on that, but I'm reluctant to guess a date without the contractor providing that, because that's the contractor's responsibility to do that, because we haven't accepted a date yet, so.
Okay.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
things are moving along. School projects moving along pretty well too. I was pleased to see that they were actually able to get the structure down that was being removed prior to school starting, which, so they were a couple weeks ahead of schedule on that, which was nice to see. I think the first week was a little bit of an adjustment for the traffic flow, but it seems like things are working now. Everybody's getting used to it, but the project is progressing. They started pouring foundations this week on that project, so they're moving along pretty good. All right, anything else?
No, thank you.
One other quick thing, this Saturday, 1 o'clock, I mentioned the Shoreline Greenway Trail. They're doing the ribbon cutting for the section of trail that is, cuts through the Tabor property. Public's welcome to come down. Any kids, it's a 10-foot wide paved trail. Could bike on it, walk on it, rollerblades, skateboard. But anybody's welcome. So 1 o'clock, they're going to do the ceremony. Welcome. That, anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So be it.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.